Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Luke Young.
Lloyd Johnston.
And they're already roasting me for what I'm drinking. This week we found fucking Nick Glavan from Hybrid Image. He's been filling up my arm. He's a great tattoo artist. Go and get a tattoo from him. And his girlfriend, Mariah Johnston. Mariah, do you want to tell us where you work so that people go get a haircut?
I work at Sport Clips in Harrison.
Go get a fucking haircut from Mariah. She's cool as shit. All right, keep roasting me.
Yeah, no, you're drinking Bud Light Platinum.
Jesus Christ, man.
I get it, the alcohol content, but at the same time, I've never drank anything that made me feel like I got kicked in the head by a Clydesdale the next morning.
Oh.
That was fucking awful.
I know that's a lie,
Hold
because
on.
you grew up drinking with the same scumbags that I
That
did.
shit was worse.
Drinking fucking Milwaukee's Beast Ice and 211s.
Isn't there a rule that you don't get to make fun of what someone else is drinking if you're not drinking?
That's true.
Well, he had
I
a
took
sip.
of
Here,
Jameson.
hold on.
He had a sip.
Have another sip, and then you can keep,
Then
you can keep shit on me.
continue.
And then
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
that's in one of the bylaws. If you take 2 shots of Jameson, you're then able to talk shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just checking. I don't know. I'm a little older than you guys, so
They amended it.
I don't know what rules came out after.
I know what it does to my... That shit stays in your spinal cord. That's all I'm saying.
Those lies they would tell you about acid, like,
Yeah, dude, like you crack your back wrong and that Bud Light Platinum will give you. It comes right back.
No, dude. I read on some blog it causes autism.
yeah, dude. There's magnets in it. I'm gonna be stuck to my refrigerator every time I walk past it and shit like that.
Oh, man.
Drink a Bud Light Platinums.
Did you see that crazy shit where people are trying to say the vaccine gave them magnetism?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all on TikTok.
Yeah,
Oh.
that one bitch you put
My-
a spoon to her chest and it stood there.
Yeah, what the fuck?
My idiot little brother is
I'm
like,
Magneto. I don't want these powers.
he was on the 4th of July talking like, yeah, it's got magnet. I can show you if you. And then my littler sister Jessica, Jacob's probably in his. I shouldn't be saying their fucking names, but yeah, my little brother's, you know, yeah, he has a nice job and shit like that, but he's all blue collar, so they're all trumped up where he works, and so they trumped him up real good, and then fucking like he's all right wing with the fucking anti-vax and shit like that.
That's
so
fun.
yeah, so my second youngest sister, she's like 18 or 19. Every time she walked past the refrigerator in front of Jacob, she would just slam herself into the refrigerator like, it's the magnets in my arm. It fucking got me, Jacob. Just like busting his balls so well. And he's like, I'll show you. You got an earth mag. I'll show you where it's in your arm. And
Jacob really believes that?
100%
That really bums me out that
Dude,
Jacob has fallen
Dude,
to such
the
a
amount
degree.
of like, my first wife, a bunch of her friends are still friends with me on Facebook. They're all nurses, and all of them. It's half the fucking nurses I see are like, this shit is untested, and I'm like, this is what you do for a living, mother. Like, I don't even do that. I've read the papers on it, and it's one of the most extensively tested things that's ever been produced by a pharmacological company ever.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Well,
like,
but it came out fast. Well, yeah, we already had the vaccine for the H1N1,
But,
and
but Fauci was wrong 6 months ago.
yeah, I mean he's been doing this for fucking 45 years. But no, you read 2 articles on Facebook. You're probably right.
You know, it's a really
I fucking
infuriating.
hate those stupid mouth breathers, dude.
The fucking George Carlin meme that's circulating right now, where they put Carlin's face up, who died in 2009. They're like, yeah, if the shot actually did anything, it wouldn't be free. It would cost all the money in the world. I was like, how dare you take George Carlin and fucking sully his fucking good image like this. What are we, the Joe Rogan podcast? Let's creep a dick joke in. Who's got a good dick joke? Nick, you got something?
oh, man. Dick jokes on the spot are kind of tough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Kind of just happens
Hey, quick, be funny.
All right.
Fuck you.
Nick always yells at me. He's like, I'm not your monkey. Stop asking
Oh,
me to do
yeah.
the thing.
Like, I'm not your performer, like Ed from Shaun of the Dead. Because she's always like, do the voice. I'm like, God damn it.
I just
I'm not
felt
doing
us.
the voice.
I just felt us being.
monkey.
I just felt us being the Joe Rogan podcast. I was like, how do we get out of here? Who's the funniest? I was like, Nick's pretty funny. It was right there.
Well, we didn't start talking about DMT or mushroom
Hey,
coffee.
get out of your
or
head,
anything like
bud.
that yet,
Yeah, thank
so.
God.
Have you ever tried DMT, man?
I want to.
Dude, that was my favorite fucking
working
meme
on it.
ever. Was him laying down on the ground next to Conor McGregor, and he's like, "Hey, have you ever tried DMT inside the octagon?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Yes."
I saw one where it was they photoshopped Ed Sheeran over. It was like when your legs don't work like they used to before.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking yes, man.
Like I follow so much MMA shit that I've seen like
Everything.
every fucking meme.
Yeah.
That but no, my favorite is the people that I know that watch like when Conor fights.
Yeah.
And then they have like
It's the same
They-
dude
they
that
have-
has the Irish flag in his living room.
yeah, but they have like real strong opinions about shit that happened, and I'm like,
They know the name brands, but they don't watch fighting.
yeah, I'm
other
like,
than
you,
that.
you watch one fight every 6 months
Yeah.
or something. Like, calm
Yeah.
down.
There's not an Irish flag in your living room. Is there?
No.
There's a map of the old world.
Cody and Luke gave me a look like, and I was like,
I looked at you. Look at me, bro. I was about, what you about to say about my peoples?
I was like, no, straight Viking over here.
There you go. That's what's up.
When are you two fucks gonna start doing the MMA one? Is that a thing that's happening?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna throw it on Patreon. I have a couple people that
tease that shit. Talk about it. What's the next fight? What can people get stoked about?
Well, we were messaging each other about the last fight night that was going on with the T.J. Dillashaw fight and Amanda Nunes. Or not Dillashaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's actually a good one this weekend that I'm gonna miss because I'm gonna be in New York camping.
Yep. Well, you're going camping with a broken femur?
Yeah, bitch.
With your World of Warcraft fucking buddies? What are you doing?
I'm gonna take you to an event with those guys just so you can say
awesome
that around
from what
them.
I hear.
Oh no!
No, like
how dare you call League of Legends World of Warcraft? We're in a real fist fight right now. Well, it's slap boxing, but
no, those guys will hit.
Was it like full contact LARPing?
And we've got sock and boppers on from over the '90s.
Most of these guys are like.
I get it, Lloyd. You hang out with scary people. You're a scary people. I understand.
Dude, it was the lamest shit ever to me. I had a friend who was into LARPing when we were in high school, and I was asking him about like archery and shit like that because I was like, well, you know, like you guys like fire shit at each other, right? Yeah. He's like, well, we used to, but now we're not allowed to because of safety reasons. So I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, now we have to just like say how many points it takes away and point at people. I was like, that's fucking stupid.
What the fuck?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Right,
his friends aren't LARPers.
Like,
I'm just breaking his ball. You to give context, what are they again?
It was just a gaming guild from back when we all used to play a bunch of MMO games. Like,
okay, I wasn't far off. Goddammit.
No, it's a different realm.
But like, so the first time I went to the camping trip was like 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the one you were talking about on the show. You said you'd never miss, no matter what. Like, totally told a job you were just going to not show up.
Yeah. That's been my thing every year. Like, just so you know, I won't be here these days. We got to request those off. I'll put them in the thing. Well, if I don't approve them, I'm letting you know I won't be here. You do what you want with that information.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm going this year, all gimped up and having to walk around on a crutch and shit. No, I'm going.
Fuck it.
But the first one I showed up to, I expected it to be, like I hadn't met any of these people in real life, so I expected it to be a bunch of like little gaming nerd dudes. And the first dude I see when I walk up is this fucking like 5'10", 230-pound yoke dude covered from fucking neck to foot in tattoos, fucking tank top on, bald head, just walking up to his truck that still has this fucking like motorcycle fucking trailer on it and shit. Like, he walks up, he's like, hey, what's up, man? I was like, Mark? He's like, yeah. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
What did his voice sound like online? Did you hear his like, hey, I'm Mark. What's up?
For the most part, we did.
How you guys doing?
This is before most people had like the mic setups.
Fucking Tess just ruined his fucking endocrine system, so he doesn't have any deep voice left.
He just climbs out the cab window and racks a shotgun and walks out like, "What's up?"
No, but he was like legit like a New York State wrestling like champion. Like
still had his onesie on. I call it a onesie. What is it
singlet.
actually? Singlet. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I don't think they would like if I called it a onesie.
It's kind of amazing the range of people that play World of Warcraft.
Well, this was like, let me back it up. World of Warcraft was like much later. There were some people in the guild that played it, but this is like back earlier, like
Second
Dark
Life?
Age of Camelot, EverQuest,
okay,
Ashland's Call.
Yeah, I remember all that
like,
shit.
like the old school shit where you had to type everything you wanted to fucking say while trying to fight shit.
Look at Nick. He's trying to figure out a way to get in on this camping trip. He's like, yeah.
Dude, Boyd invited me. He was like, if we had more time, I would have told you about this sooner.
EverQuest was the coolest fucking game I never got to play because I had a shit computer and a mom that didn't understand technology. So I was trying to be like, yeah, you buy this game and then you pay monthly to play it. And you're like, wait, I buy the game and then pay more? And like, yeah. She's like, fuck no, I'm not doing that.
You're right.
Are you out of your mind? And I'll be like, I need a new graphics card, Mom. Like, what's that mean? I'm like, well, this is going to be fun. My mom's
I got
72 years
graphics
old.
card at home.
No,
I bought you a computer. What more do you want? Like,
I went real deep in that world for a little while because like when Olivia was pregnant with Lily, we went from like being at a bar every day or out somewhere at a party every fucking day to like, oh, she's pregnant, so now we sit at home. So I started playing EverQuest, and then it got to like, I've told you guys, usually if I start doing something, I go way too hard. Like
I do the same shit.
Dude, like I told them, like my first jiu-jitsu class, I took one, and then within like 3 weeks, I'm like 6 hours a day. within like 6 months, I'm coaching like beginners classes. Like I have a tendency to go way too hard. So at one point, I'm like 3 boxing. I have 3 different computers up playing 3 different characters at the same time.
Jesus.
I'd have like my tank running, and I'd have my cleric and enchanter on auto follow and run up. And then my buddy who goes on the camping trip, Dave, he would be 3 boxing, and a group was 6. So me and him would just group up all of our characters that we're playing at the same time, and it would just be the 2 of us back and forth, like like taking over a whole fucking section of the game.
I did a similar thing when my baby mom was pregnant. Similar, a little different though. We we just fought in my grandpa's basement. We got better and better at that over and over again. Just yelling, screaming back and forth. No, fuck you, you're a fucking cunt. No, you're a fucking dadless faggot. And back and forth just over and over again.
Damn.
It was kind of like World of Warcraft, but a little bit
For the wicked birds.
Whoa, you didn't have to say her name. Now I gotta bleep names. Jesus.
No, but we did the exact same thing just while playing the game.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I remember like back when World of Warcraft players would just max out a character and then sell it online.
I may
Like
have
sex
done that.
trafficking.
It was a good hustle for a minute.
We'll send
Like,
99 fucking enchanter.
all you had to do was seek out the forums where all the nerds would go and congregate and talk about all these games and everything. You'd be like, hey, I got a level 70 character with this armor tier and like has all these different abilities and everything. I'll sell it to you for $1,000. And these kids would be scrambling for their parents' credit cards out of the fucking purses and shit, trying to figure it out. Like, I knew a lot of people on Gaia Online that used to do that shit.
There's actually like have you guys ever heard of Darknet Diaries? It's like this podcast that's about all these hackers. Jamie Gobel, shouts outs to second episode we ever did and shit like that. Hopefully he comes back from Japan and we can talk to him. But
He just had a baby girl, so it's going to be a fab minute.
Shouts outs to Jamie Gobel, but he showed me Darknet Diaries when he was getting into his computer shit, and it's this podcast where it's all about like hackers. And they get all these hacking communities. There was one episode where it was all about like the same thing that you're talking about, where they'd sell characters. These guys figured out a way to hack the servers without even admins realizing they were hacking servers, and they were taking other people's gold, giving themselves excess gold, like just giving themselves like the best armor sets, everything, and then selling those for literally dudes would make like hundreds of thousands of dollars to where the feds got involved. Like, I don't know the name of the episode, but look up Darknet Diaries and find that episode because it was fascinating. Because that was a big thing, like selling those characters.
No, I sold a couple of characters on World of Warcraft just because.
You do it on eBay? Was that the sell site for you?
No. Most of it would be like other players you'd meet like online, like while playing.
Oh, okay.
And there's somebody who's like, dude, I was like, I got another account. I had like 7 accounts. I'm like, I got another account with the level 65 shaman if you want. And he's like, I'll give you $250 for it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Bet.
try 450. And he's like, all right, done. I'm like,
Yeah, basically all you're selling is the username and password. Because I mean, once you're in there, I mean, like they can't get to any of your information really. I mean, you just change the email address or whatever, and they flip it over to their own like IP or whatever, and bam, there you go.
Those hackers would figure out a way to make just crazy. I don't know if it was World of Warcraft exactly, but it's like EverQuest or something along those lines.
I know I listened to one where one of the guys was hacking shit. He hacked all of his brother's stuff. And
he Dane cooked his fucking.
But his brother like fucked him up so bad he was in the hospital, like broken jaw, missing teeth, like fucked him up.
Wow.
Oh no, it was more the like stealing all of his shit.
Oh, okay.
And then like, because he's like, oh, I got his log and shit, so that's where he started, and then like branched out from there. So a lot of it was his friends and shit that this guy was hitting.
Yeah.
So it was just like he stole all his brother's shit and a bunch of his brother's friends' shit, and his brother like
smashed him,
like fucked him up.
Good.
And I remember reading that thing like, I can just picture my brother like, oh, I hacked all your shit. Nah, bro.
There's just recently, I don't know why, but it popped up. Are you guys familiar with Rust at all?
Yes.
So
the video
and
game?
Sea of Thieves.
The oxidization.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
for whatever reason, they started getting recommended to me on my YouTube channel, and sitting down in my basement with my son for a long time watching Coco Melon gets fucking exhausting. I feel like I'm being MK Ultra'd by Coco Melon the entire time. My son just can't stop watching. I'm like, all right, Dad, sorry, bud, we're gonna like play outside. He doesn't want to play outside. You're gonna play with each other. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Scream. I'm just gonna watch whatever's on YouTube on my TV. And Rust shit just started popping up.
Dad of the year.
He liked the colors, so I just started watching like.
How'd he do with the dismemberment and gunfire?
he actually likes it. He would sit down next to me and just
Like
sit,
father, like son.
It's
Well,
Cody's
you sit
kid.
right
Like,
next to me. We sit there and watch like all these like Rust raids and shit like that. And I had a friend that told me about Rust years ago. My buddy Alex Miller, who's just trapped in his house because he did too many psychedelics and his brain exploded. So he can't leave his house now and shit like that. It's all fucked up. But he just like fucks his girlfriend and like plays video games and makes money living at home. He's figuring out a life for himself.
Hey,
but
he figured it
don't do
out.
2-5-I is the moral of this story. But he told me about Rust and he was like, it's a game that isn't even fun until you get about 1,700 hours into it. And I was like, fuck that game.
What does that even mean? Like,
Yeah,
what do
I
you
was-
just...
Well, because I started watching it. Rust, you start off, they wipe the map every week. Depending on what server you're on, they might wipe it every week or every month. But everything that you've built, everything that you've earned, everything gets wiped after a week. The only way to protect your shit is to build these bases.
Yeah.
And the only way to build these bases is to gather supplies. You start as a... They
oh
call
yeah,
them
my
nakeds.
friends are a bunch of fucking nerds.
I had no idea that Rust was
At least
even
they
like
leave
a
their
game
house.
like that. Like all the videos that I've seen, it's just like I just thought it was like a first-person shooter,
Rust is like Ark.
single-player narrative kind
Oh,
of thing.
no, it's
like,
PvP, giant maps.
but like Mad Max style, right?
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then you build these. I didn't realize how deep it got and how like involved.
Yeah.
It makes me want to play it so bad. I've gotten weirdly involved in that and Sea of Thieves, but not actually playing it. I've taken.
Sea of Thieves is cool.
I want to get into it. I have a gaming computer and I have the means to play it and shit like that. But I'm just like, fuck, dude. Do I fucking actually get back into doing? Because I know myself. Like when I played The Witcher. When I saw that gameplay, I was like, I love this game. Just seeing it, I'm gonna play this nonstop. And I put fucking 1,000 hours into The Witcher 3, and then I played like 3 different sets. I've seen everything that you can do in Witcher 3. Basically, haven't 100%ed it because you can't really.
can't,
But
yeah, it's
dude,
impossible.
fucking, I've gone through
Yeah.
so many different. I've seen all the different Baron endings without going to YouTube.
Right, you
and,
played it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elmerus
Move on.
shit. And fucking,
Yeah, all your friends are fucking gaming nerds.
I didn't even know I could hurt Lloyd's feelings. I didn't know it was possible, but I've hurt his feelings somehow.
No, I just love the these guys met playing fucking stupid ass games. Oh yeah, about this game, I'm about to go on
played
real
everything.
deep for about the. I'm gonna go on for 20 minutes about this one game. Like, did you know you can make the pants silver? Like,
So that balls me out about Rust though, because I wanted to play it, and dude, I don't do online shit. Like I can't because you need friends to do well. And I don't have friends to play with online. So
Oh
I don't
no,
know.
you can
you
do well
need
by
friends.
yourself. You just have to play for about 4,000 hours.
Fuck that.
By
I don't
yourself.
want to do that. It's the
I
same
know.
reason why I finished the main campaign on fucking Squadrons, and then I got to the online shit, and I was like, nope.
Watching other people
Not
that
doing that.
are good at do it, just like
It pisses
it's
you
like,
off.
God damn, I just want to do it. I just want to, but I know that I'll just be naked the entire
Yeah.
time, getting destroyed.
You
All my
spend-
resources being taken constantly.
Exactly.
And watching these hour-long videos, I know that they've spent 21 hours in that 1 hour-long video just with that, with edits. And it's
13-year-olds
so-
have all the fucking time.
I
in the
know.
grown
world.
men.
Yeah, see, I don't.
Yeah.
That's why I
That's
never.
the fucked up
else do you
part.
have
These
to
are
do?
grown men doing this shit.
I never
So
got
mad.
into games for that very reason, because like you said, everything's gone after a certain amount of time unless you make these bases. And every single video I've ever seen on Rust is about like, look at how I dick this guy and he doesn't know it, like out of
No.
a trade, or look at how I break into his shit and take everything. It's like, why do I like some YouTuber's gonna fuck me when I'm not playing this game? You know,
Pretty
they're just
much.
gonna come on this server and wreck my shit or trick me and
The-
saying they're helping me.
I
out.
never thought
That's
of-
why I played RuneScape for 12 hours when I was 12 years old and never played it again. Why? Because for people who are listening and played old school RuneScape, there's this thing called the trench. And
Yeah.
you went to the trench
okay,
to
so you played
trade,
it. Move on.
and you jumped over the trench. And when you jumped over the trench, that's when PvP was allowed. You couldn't attack other players until you jumped over the trench. And this guy was like, let's go over the trench and go way back there, dude. There's so many monsters. I'll help you level up. I'm like,
Just
yeah,
fucked
man, let's
you up.
fucking do it. Let's go over the trench. So I
Just
jump
left
over
you
the
down
trench.
there with all the scorpions.
There was no monsters. We run out there for like 20 minutes, and he's like, sorry, dude, need the shit. And he starts whipping me. He starts killing me. And then he takes all my shit. I'm like, I'm never playing this game again. If that's what I'm dealing with, people out to take my shit, I don't want anything to do with it.
Sea of Thieves, though, it seems like everybody starts on a different like.
Yeah, but you lose your shit as soon as you turn that stuff off. Unless
yeah,
you're
but
like,
it's all
like
about the
PC
cosmetic
gaming, and
thing.
you got
That's
this.
that way it all keeps everybody on a level playing field. Like everybody can like start at the exact same level and like just keep doing the same shit over and over again. And it's all about just like the PvP gameplay. So nobody ever gets like better armor. Yeah, everybody dies the same amount of hits. Nobody has better weapons. Everybody has the same fucking things all the entire time. They just get better at playing that game. That's why Sea of Thieves became so much more appealing. But both of them are just like games you have to sink like 1,000 hours into. So for me, I'm just like, nah, fuck that shit.
The most,
I don't know, how do you feel about it?
The most I can get away with playing games online anymore are either like open like map like deathmatch style games. Like the Uncharted series online was super fucking fun.
Yeah,
because it was very evenly weighted. Like you couldn't just fuck somebody because you had to go find your weapons. You didn't get to pick them at the beginning and shit like that.
Yeah,
and then beyond that, like fighting games, but even fighting games are infuriating. Because some people get so fucking good, they just juggle you in a corner and you can't fucking move. So it's literally about who. It's literally who can get the first chaining combo off first.
Yeah.
And like I got way into Dragon Ball Fighters for a while, like to the point where I was like, actually holding my own against a lot of people I fought online, but like and pissing everyone off that knew played with me like in front of the TV.
That was me with the Naruto fighting games, dude. My friend Austin, I had him on the show. Check out the episode. I can beat his ass to the point he'll quit and throw the controller down. Yes, I can. Because he plays the same style every time. Like he doesn't change it up. He doesn't learn his opponent. He's just like, I'm gonna Rasengan.
That's why you got to use every character.
Just use the specials again and again.
You got to either beat the game with every character or at least try every character for a little bit, just so you know what they can do. That way you know how to handle them when they fight you.
Find a main, master it. Find a second main, master it.
And then just go down the list. Just so you know what you're dealing with when somebody throws a random character at you.
All right, what are you two nerds smiling at each other about?
At first I was gonna be like, Lloyd, break his balls about what, and then I realized why he was breaking my balls because I was the one talking shit. Because I was gonna be like, Lloyd, get him too, because he's dead. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I was the one talking shit. All right, but how does this translate into a fucking camping trip, though? You're going at the fucking Syracuse or some shit to you're doing all the same nerd shit that we're all doing, and it turns into a camping trip?
I haven't played anything online for fucking years, really. But no, I went to one camping trip, met those people. Literally, some of my best friends on the fucking planet now, like, go to that trip, and we've been camping there, like I said, for 20 fucking years now. Same fucking place, same trip. Every year. And like, I mean, there's people who, you know, I mean, like from that camping trip that now, like, when shit goes wrong, they're like, hey, do you need this? Do you know, like, ready to like send shit to me? Like,
extended family.
Yeah, they're some of the best people I've ever fucking met. So I go every goddamn year because I don't know if you got noticed. I'm not great with like groups of people most of the time. It's not my
I didn't know that.
But I can go there and get just fucking hammered drunk. No, I'm cool. All those guys are
they're your buds.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the homies.
Yeah,
so you're antisocial like the
thing.
rest of you. Like we can all be social. Like everybody in this room could be social with other antisocial people that hate everybody.
But if it's with the wrong grouping of people, it feels like work sometimes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, oh god, I want to be nice,
just
but then at the
off.
same time you have a limit. You're just like, I just want to fucking go.
I have the worst boss in the world. He came up to me yesterday morning to talk about how his fucking wife and kids were like treating him when he got home from the day before. I was like, dude, I don't have the energy for you this morning. Just straight up. I was like, I'm throwing the truck right now. I don't want to hear it, bud.
so here's my I'm on the spectrum but so I have a hard time with like I'll say something terrible and then by the reaction I'm like, oh, that was bad. Like to me it'll sound like the right thing to say. Like there's been times like my old boss, she would come in and she'd be like, da da da, and I'm like, all right, cool, that's great. I don't want to talk right now, and just walk away from her. And she'd get real bummed out and real upset by it. And then the one day she just kept going, and I was like, I've told you that I don't want to hear this. I don't ever want to hear this. I don't ever want to know about your volleyball games with your friends. I'm never going to care. Like, and everyone's standing around me, like staring at me like,
dude, relax.
Like,
I just thought like she wasn't getting like, okay, I don't want to hear this story about your volleyball thing. Like you're 310 pounds and 5'6". You're a doorstop. Like you're not having some exciting game where you
Right. You're not running the field. If the ball comes to you, you got it.
You could have stopped at running. She's not running. Like, you know what I mean? It was just one of those like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. So I finally had that point where I'm like, just understand, I don't ever want to hear this. This isn't something I'm interested in at all. And I'm like thinking I'm like explaining it to her. And everyone else is like, you're crushing her fucking spirit, man. I'm like, oh, okay, well, lesson learned. I'll not do that again.
Never had anyone be that real with her ever. It's just her whole world is caving in. It's like, what is going on right now? I have to stay here after this too. I can't even go home. I have to finish my shift.
Luke had a great one that he was telling me in the car. Luke, tell about the factory workers.
Oh, I was just talking about how I work with a bunch of lying pieces of shit. So there's this
podcast with some too.
Hey, what's up? It's Cody.
Specifically,
there's talking about.
There's these two guys. There's this older guy and this younger dude. He's like 19. The other guy's like 43. But I work with a bunch of males in a warehouse. So eventually, we're going to talk about sex, right? And they're talking about going down on women. And dude goes, I've never eaten pussy till I was 26 years old.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Saying, right?
What?
Oh, you mean you've never seen a pussy till you were 26 years old?
That's
That's what you meant to say, right?
And because he said that, I guess the younger guy was like, this is my chance to say I don't eat pussy either. He goes, I don't.
He's 19.
I don't
right?
do that. Yeah, he's 19. But he's like, I just dick him so good, I don't need to. Like, no, you
Yeah,
don't.
let's
And
hear
then
that.
he
Let's
leaned-
ask them.
And then he leaned back and he went, DJ
And the same,
Khaled.
Why am I yelling?
the same guy who's like, I don't eat pussy, I just dick him down so good. He's coming into this warehouse where he gets paid like $17.50 an hour, and he's wearing like True Religion and Tommy Hilfiger sweatshirts that are like
Jesus.
$270 something, and we're like, why the fuck are you wearing that here? I got clothes, man. No, you don't. You want people to look at you in a certain
Bro, those
way.
are all your clothes.
Just
Yeah, exactly.
No, you can stack up a decent wardrobe if you live in your mom's basement and just have a job.
yeah,
That's all
yeah.
you fucking do.
Yeah, and you're busy not eating pussy and
Yeah.
ever meeting
you don't
any
have to go
women
on
ever.
dates. Yeah, you
He's
got
like, oh,
one
I don't
date.
eat pussy. Like,
That's
oh, so
it.
you play a lot of
That's it.
play a lot of fucking
You spend all
Naruto or whatever.
You spend all your money on True Religion because you're busy not meeting any women. Because
It's
Yeah.
fucking. They're just so full of themselves, and it's incredible how
I had a
blatant you can just lie to someone, especially grown adults that are also adults living adults' life. Like no, you don't, bitch. Like I know, if you don't
you
eat
tell 'em
pussy,
that?
you're not. Yes.
You did?
Yes.
How did it go for you? Did they try to argue that they don't eat pussy? Like
Yes.
it's like you don't eat pussy because there's no pussy available for you to eat. That's why you don't eat. It's not because it's a
And, like,
smorgasbord of pussy on the
so the
table.
19-year-old
Like the fucking Dust Till Dawn Cheech Marins over here. We got sideways pussy. We got horizontal pussy. We got orange pussy. We got white pussy. We got black. It's not like you have that in front of you.
Yeah.
No, it's literally you're a fucking nerd that works in a factory and
The
like, you wanna-
19-year-old talks about how he doesn't eat it, period. And the second guy says he started eating once he met the mother of his children that he's still with. And I know for a
I'm
fact
only
he's
going to
not,
eat it if part of me is coming out of it.
He says he doesn't do it much either. He says he doesn't do it much either because he just gets her so good. This morning, before that whole conversation, she's dropping him off.
Oh my god.
He gets out the car door, closes it. She like pedal to the metal, puts the gas pedal all the way to the floor, burns out, turns, like makes a whole scene leaving the.
She's
the
going to
parking
his
lot.
friend's house to get her pussy
Everyone's
eaten.
staring at him
What's
like,
going on here?
what the fuck is going on? He's screaming like, you dumb bitch! Like you're not eating anyone's pussy.
No.
You don't have the option to.
No, that's why she was flooring it out of there. She was going to get her pussy ate by.
Somebody else.
his brother.
Somebody else had it on the menu. That's what's going on. Right there. I don't know. Maybe figure something out. I've never worn Tommy Hilfiger before. Maybe if you wear
You
it,
never
you
pronounced
don't
it
have
either.
to.
I
There was
did.
a-
I did in the
Probably why I
90s.
can't wear it.
There was actually a dude that I
Yeah.
work with that was on the same shit. He was like, did you ever watch True Romance back in the day? And
It's been a
in the
long
beginning,
time.
whenever it's like, yeah, I don't eat that motherfucking pussy, like whatever, it's like the gangster scene of the. Samuel L. Jackson comes in there like, I eat the pussy, I eat the motherfucking butt, I eat anything. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Hell yeah.
That whole drug deal scene or whatever. I was just listening
I've
to
based
like
most of my life off of that scene.
I love you so much.
I listened to this older black dude that we know. He talks about himself like, yeah, I'm celibate because I'm saving. It was like No, the only 2 times you had sex was the 2 times that you had children, and that's it. It's over for you after that. Because he's a guy that lives his life at a bar and just does nothing else. So, like, he just drinks every day silently in the corner with his coke dealer friend.
Stumbles home.
And shit like that. Shout out to his coke dealer friend. I like doing his blow, but his blow's great. But I won't say Miko's name. That's a made-up name. It's not me. All right, I got to bleep that now. It's really his name.
You're just adding more work at the end
Cody's
of
just
this.
like,
do it.
Cody's just hate.
Anyways, so Miko's his
Uncensored.
name, and Miko would sit there at work all day and talk all this crazy shit to the younger dudes that were obviously like out there like doing shit, and he'd just be like, "Yeah, I mean, back in the day, like I just like it's just in the black community, like we just didn't eat pussy." And then like the same age black dude who's our prep cook is in the back just listening to him, and then he would leave at the end of the day, and then Keith would just come out like, "Can you fucking believe this motherfucker over here like trying to talk for the entire black community?" He was like, "I ate all the pussy and all the ass in the
Hell
world.
yeah.
This motherfucker never got pussy. That's what happened."
Hell
He's
yeah.
like, he said the exact same thing I said. I stole his joke. The only 2 times he ever got pussy was when he got laid, and then they were drunk
Yeah, that's
probably
how it
on
works.
Quail. He got some Bill Cosby
Quail.
pussy, and they just didn't want to get an abortion. So yeah, that's how Miko got laid. But yeah,
Cody's
so
got-
no, Keith stood up for Keith's the same age as him. It was just like he would just let him talk shit, run his mouth the entire time. The younger black dudes would just be like, yeah, but then Miko would leave, and then immediately they'd just be like, what a nerd, just calling him a nerd the entire time. It's the same thing with the factory workers that you're working with. You're working with some smack ass dudes that
They're all full of shit.
No,
have
Co-
never been
Cody's-
around a live woman in their life.
Never
Cody's-
actually ate
They
pussy.
talk
Cody-
about it the way that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Cody's going so hard on this dude because he hates himself that much that he hates the future version of himself. He just sits in a bar all day with his coke friend.
Yeah, when I'm an older black man,
You can have my name.
Lloyd,
Lloyd Johnston.
Yeah.
That's the name of a 53-year-old black man with a sugar foot.
Yeah, man.
Sugarfoot. Is that a barbecue
It's a
restaurant?
diabetes.
It sounds like a
Okay.
barbecue restaurant.
One of the guys that taught me to
Oh.
play dominoes.
Hey, shout out to
He-
local
same
barbecue,
guy.
Dreams Barbecue. Check out Dreams Barbecue.
But no. I stole the sugarfoot thing from. That's what him and his family apparently called diabetes.
Yeah.
Because like I guess his grandma had like lost her foot or something. So that's where I got that. Was this dude was literally like, nah, I think I'm getting a sugarfoot, and I was like, the fuck? I'm like 10. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? My dad's like, I think he's talking about diabetes, man.
On that same note, Mika would do the same shit where he was just like, yeah, I got the sugar, and then we'll just like talking all these terms, and then once he'd leave, Keith would just be like, hey, I don't want you racist white motherfuckers thinking that's how black people talk. Like, he's got pre-diabetes, okay? We all know it's pre.
Pre-diabetes.
He's like,
Let
we
me
all go to the
translate.
doctor. He's like, I'm not a fucking idiot, and he isn't either. He just wants to talk to you like he's from somewhere that he's not. You know that motherfucker lives in Madisonville, right? Amongst you whites too. So like, don't let him sit here and talk to you like
He's got a dog.
like, nah, fuck you, fucking racist motherfuckers laughing at his dumb jokes. I was like, I love you, Keith.
He's got
Oh my
adult
God.
on-set Brimleys.
Keith would also never say it to his face.
Hold on,
and
you
Keith
got
could
the
kill him.
Brimley mustache, and you're talking shit.
Yeah,
This is the
Just do it
Omni-Man
once.
mustache.
just do it for one time.
The
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Do it,
Okay,
do it,
don't
do
You're
it, do it.
going to
See?
look so good as Omni-Man.
I know, I can't wait.
He's
I
got
already
to
got the
shave his
cop
beard.
mustache. It's almost there.
He's gonna shave it.
Get rid of this.
He's so insecure about shaving his beard too. I've never seen him. 5 years we've been dating. I've never seen you without
Because
facial
I'm
hair.
fucking bald. It'll look like
I
Fester
don't
if I
care.
jump my fucking head
I
in
just
my
one
face.
time. It'll grow back in like a day, man.
All right, well, I start dancing around saying Mamushka, it's your fault.
I feel like if
I don't
he,
care.
I feel like if he shaved everything except for the mustache, he would look like Omni-Man if he played Legos instead of working out.
Yeah, probably. Well, that's the whole point of working out, right? You know, I got to get in shape before I'm Omni-Man.
Talking
Omni-Man,
all that shit.
I got a
and
few
Omni-Man
months.
showed up
Nick is
around
a
the
gorilla.
70s.
Murder. I talk shit to the wrong people. I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, but I never would.
Omni-Man showed
Thank
up
you.
in the late 70s and got into became goth dad in the 80s.
Wait, what?
What
He
happened?
got into goth music super early in the 80s and became goth dad in the late
You're
2000s.
misinterpreting Nick's entire
I'm
vibe.
confused.
Omni-Man, sorry.
I've
No
never
one
been
knows what
alive
the
in the
fuck you're
80s.
No, I
talking
understand the Omni-Man, but I
Omni-Man
thought you were
was a
equating
goth
it to
dad.
Nick.
Okay.
I
Jesus
thought you were
fuck.
equating it to Nick. That's why I was like,
We'll
I was
need-
confused.
Yeah,
You
if
need a
Omni-Man
wig.
was a goth
Yeah.
dad.
I'll get a wig. It'll be fine.
We'll get it.
How hard can it be to find a slick back wig? It can't be that hard, right? There's plenty of dudes who want to look like the Crow or whoever the fuck else.
We can just start making it with your mustache.
I'm sure I can find one. I
Comb it over.
gotta hook up on wigs.
There we go.
There's like a dozen pictures of me and Alex Schubert with different fucking wigs.
You guys looked amazing, by the way.
I did it in the Photoshop. Check out the
Yeah.
Instagram since
There's
Luke will never
a
post it.
bunch of them. Like,
So-
but yeah, like my friend has like, she brought like a fucking giant shopping like the old school paper like Dillard's bags, like the super tall paper bags with the handles on them.
Yeah.
Just full of different wigs. And I'm like,
Nice.
why do you have this? She's like, sometimes I get bored or depressed at night and I'll just buy a bunch of
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's a weird
fuck
thing to
yeah. Like,
I just found out about the new way to make huge money at conventions apparently are to buy a bunch of wigs, style them up, and then set up a table at a convention and
Yeah,
sell them.
I would imagine so.
Shit, I could do
Holy
that.
to do that.
Fuck.
And she was even telling me, she's like, you could even get a wig that's just longer, but like we could put it on your head and I'll cut it
I'll
down
just
to
cut
shape.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because she went to Paul Mitchell like hair school and shit. Like she'll be able to do that.
Have you
no
thought about
problem.
doing it?
What?
Have you thought about actually doing it?
Doing what?
Going for the wig, just for the fun, not for the like
no,
on the
fuck
regular.
no.
Why not?
Because I'm not that insecure.
No, not for the insecurity, just for the like, hey,
No.
just to
Oh,
check
like
it out.
wear it all the time?
No.
No, not wear it all the time.
For the
just mean
one
for like
time.
for the one
For a day.
time, just to try it
For the
out.
Omni Man
For a
costume?
day.
No, motherfucker, just to try
Just
it out. I don't
period.
know. She's got wigs. Why
No,
not?
I'm going to.
She doesn't have wigs.
Oh, I thought you were.
No,
I
she was
missed
talking
it.
about
We
if
can
I
get
get
wigs.
if I get the wig for the costume, it doesn't have to like she's
Do
gonna
it.
style it
Do it.
to make it look like his hair.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What happens if your hair grows in it? Is it all like fucked up in the middle? Like,
Yeah,
you got
like,
the,
I got no crown, dude. There's like nothing on top.
Bald.
I got like the fucking Jason Statham shit going.
I got
on.
like I
the
look
side.
like I'm
Got a
going bald.
cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
It looks like mine's about to do what yours is gonna do, but my son has the
You
same
look like the
hairline,
Prince of
so
all
it's-
Saiyans.
How old
I
are you?
really do.
as my friend
27, your shit's
Devontae
gonna be
said,
fine for a while.
as my
Yeah,
friend
maybe.
Devontae would say, he got the Bruce Willie.
The Bruce Willis, yeah, pretty much. If I let it grow out, it would be. It's like that little like fuzzy like thin tuft on top.
Yeah, your hair's very fine.
Yeah, I'm good on all that.
Somebody started telling me I was thinning on top when I like started shaving my shit down real low, and then I was like, "Fuck it, dude, I'm going long hair again." And I saw your buddy Alex, and it was like, "All right, he's got." I'm never gonna look like Adonis Alex with the fucking. I'm not doing CrossFit.
Like some-
fucking.
Well, he cut his hair now too, though.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
his
cut it
hair
really
is short.
Well, they say like if it starts going
Now he's
really
all
bad,
like dadded up.
Yeah,
and
man, I
shit
think
like
I'm
that.
trying to lose
Doing-
my hair too, dude. I think it's
Vacation.
Shut up, nerd. Your hair is fine.
And
Get
my
out of
hair's,
here.
Yeah, fuck you,
Yeah,
Luke.
Luke, your
Yeah,
hair's
man.
thick.
Well, fuck you, Lloyd too.
You got
Lloyd's
thick
38.
hair.
He's never losing that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's gonna be
yeah.
there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, my,
genetics, baby.
my grandpa still has a full fucking head of hair. He's 85.
There
You're
you go.
probably
So
good.
is my
You're
grandpa.
set.
My
Looking-
dad was thinning though, so I get worried about it because it's like, which side of the genetics did I get?
They
It's
say
usually your
Obviously
mother's.
not my dad's
Yeah, it's your
athletics.
mom. Mom's
usually your
dad.
mother's father, but if you have certain dominant traits, then it's your
Well, you're supposed to like get the hair of your mother's father.
yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, that's,
I-
that-
I was-
that's
that
what they
makes
say.
sense. My
I'm
mom's
good.
dad was red hair too.
yeah, I was
But
fucked
I have
on
my
both
dad's
ends.
hairline though, and but not his balding. Though.
Well, right. Not
Working out.
hairline is it has
on
more to do with
wood.
your facial shape than your hair.
Yeah, if you're 28 now and it's not really going that much more than it already has, you'll probably be okay for a
Let's
while.
go into this with Mariah since we've got her here. What's the corniest haircut that you have to
Oh,
deal with
dude.
thinning? You ever have thinning head dudes who think that they're gonna rock some shit? Go ahead.
Yes, always.
I seen
Light
a
it up.
Facebook video where they save his hairline. Can you do that to me?
Yeah, light them up. Let's
Or
talk
like,
about it.
I mean, honestly, right now, like I literally do at least one mullet a day. Like
Yeah.
the mullet haircut's back. I didn't know how to do a mullet until last year. I had to teach myself, and I was just like, and it's like these kids. They're like 12 years old. They come in. They're like, yeah, I want this haircut or whatever, and they think it's funny or whatever. And I'm just like,
Well, it's like,
and so I just pictured like a middle school of like all these 12-year-olds with mullets.
kids, I mean, when
Like,
we were in high
seriously.
school and shit, kids had all kinds of stupid hairstyles that they did, like the fucking spiking and tweezing and flat ironing and all that kind of shit.
My dad had a mullet and he looked like a bad bitch with a mullet. He had
Dude,
feather
honestly,
bangs and
if
shit
it's
like
done
that.
good, yeah, you
See,
got to do it good.
I-
But he was like athletic, so he had like sexy body and shit like that. So
yeah,
it
you
was
got to
like-
have, yeah.
I don't have that. I've got like almost. If I worked out, I'd be okay, but I don't have enough to rock a mullet. It would just I would look like a kind of doughy kid with a mullet.
No, she just described like a school full of people with a mullet. I went to school in Alabama.
Oh, so yeah, you were already there.
I literally
Yeah, they
have
were shaving
seen-
swaths
If you
of
didn't have a
muscles.
mullet, you were a bitch.
Yeah,
Iron cross
Dude, there
necklaces, all
were
that.
there were a lot.
Cool
There were
shit.
a lot of dudes in like fourth grade that couldn't read that had mullets and
But they knew every word to Mein Kampf for some reason. Did you know that Lloyd's dad got kicked out of a bowling alley once because he wouldn't stop calling the bowling balls the N-word?
Oh my god.
That's
I mean,
a
that's-
joke. No,
that's-
that's a joke.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
good.
I was hoping you guys would
It
laugh.
was actually because he
instead.
was side arming bowling balls halfway down the fucking lane.
Go on, tell me to
he,
leave.
he found out he could.
Traveling like
He was just,
across
like,
3
floating.
lanes.
He was literally like sidearm, like Randy Johnston pitching him.
I want to play bowling.
Imagine
with your
Lloyd,
dad.
but 2 more inches, not crippled, and fucking 380 pounds.
Yeah, he was like
Good
one
luck
of
telling
those
him to
dudes-
leave the bowling alley.
He always wore like overalls because he's a machinist and just like all the little burrs were getting his. So he just started wearing overalls and just stuck with it. So here's this 6'6", 410-pound dude who's got the giant belly, but like you can see the muscle definition in his arms. So he's just like this giant wall of person, and he got so fucking hammered he's side arming fucking bowling balls down the alley.
Oh my God.
He looks like a redneck Samoan dude.
Yeah, he really did. Like, but he had long ass black hair, beard bigger than mine, like just jet black, all of it. Just had that like fuck you face at all times.
Just stand.
And he's just like winging shit down, and then like some 17-year-old that works at the bowling alley, the manager's like, "Go tell him to stop that."
Excuse me, sir. Would you mind not throwing your bowling ball
Picks
down
him
the
up,
alleyway
throws
like
him.
that?
Yeah,
Throws him down there. The machine picks him up and re-racks him.
And I think that's the movie Kingpin, right?
That's how
my
he lost his
God.
hand. Yeah, before he had to fuck the old lady.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Man, it was fantastic.
He ate pussy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Hell yeah.
I cut your story off to tell about your dad, but the going to school in Alabama. Keep going with the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
it literally was just. I would say a quarter of my class for the first 6 years of school had mullets, and I mean this is like I was born in '82.
Did they ride their tractors to school?
No, we were.
I'm not saying that as a
Lawnmowers,
joke.
you idiot.
No, like
I'm not saying it as a joke. Ross kids still do that.
No,
Yeah, I was about to say,
2021.
yeah.
we were my school was so far out, like everybody had to take a bus. Your tractor wouldn't have made that. Like it was like 35 minutes
You
from
had
my
to take
house.
your horse.
I had to wake up at 4 in the morning to ride my tractor.
Yeah, student pictures at the fucking door.
Just to flex on the other kids with mullets.
Like when I moved up here, and it was weird to me that everybody didn't have like dirt bikes or four wheelers to get to their friends' houses, and I was like, oh, you guys can just walk. Like
Nowadays in my neighborhood, I've been seeing more people on dirt bikes, and I kind of wanted to like follow this GTA type of race. I saw this this guy was on Dixie Highway, fucking had a ski mask on, was on a dirt bike, and he's going down Dixie Highway, turns onto a suburban street where I'm going, and we're going down. I see a cop on the side street. He pulls off in front of me to go after dude on the dirt bike. Dirt bike guy just like, I don't care if you're following me.
Yeah.
He turns off, goes into like the woods, like runs up a park, like
just
fucking
like,
go. Right, it was like some straight up GTA stuff, man. It was great.
They
What is
can't
that,
follow
chlorine?
you. Like,
Yeah.
Well, no, it's on Pleasant, basically. Dixie
Okay.
Highway. It's in
Okay.
Fairfield area.
They could
Okay.
comb the woods, but he's gonna get on the fucking he's gonna get on the radio and be like, "Some kid went off into the woods with his dirt bike," and everyone's
Oh,
gonna be
they
like, "I'm
don't
not
care.
looking for that motherfucker."
That
You
was
out of
the
your mind?
that was
No,
the first
then you
incident.
got
Ever
that one
since then,
dude
I've
who's-
been seeing like a bunch of people on dirt bikes in my
But
neighborhood.
then you got
getting
that one
around.
cop that's like so hyped to have like the helicopter called in.
Yeah,
all of a
yeah,
sudden,
because
like-
they have the sheriff helicopter
Right.
like just right up the street.
Apparently,
They'll have like a helicopter flying over and like the horse guy out there. Like they'll call out all of like what would normally be the NPCs of like the cop world.
Yeah.
Like,
He got 4 stars for being on a dirt bike.
yeah.
He's gonna stay hidden for 20
The
minutes
fucking
before the
tanks come
cops.
in. Yeah, the tanks.
spins a
fucking
turret
National
backwards so he
Guard.
can drive faster.
Dude, some of the police departments around here, like Springfield Township, has so much money. Like every levy that's ever been put up in Springfield Township for the police and fire has passed.
Yeah.
They haven't passed one for the schools in like 17 years.
Fuck
But
them
like
kids.
Springfield Township like owns like half of their like partner own a helicopter with like the sheriff's department. Fucking have like 2 Hummers just for like the like come see the vehicles day.
Yeah.
They have like a
You're gonna
dude,
be in one of these in the future.
but like the amount like just the amount of money like you see them just like
Yeah.
spending on dumb shit, and I'm like, the school still doesn't have AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 103
Yeah,
degrees
dude,
today.
That
And
sucks.
they're probably like, Mueller, should we dump some money into the schools? And like, well, you gotta find a way to pay off all this fucking
Bro,
equipment we
like-
buy. We gotta keep these kids dumb, or else they're not gonna break. You're not gonna break
Yeah,
the
they're-
law. You
yeah.
know, like
They'll have
I've
like
seen-
jobs and shit. Like,
Right.
fuck
I
that. We
see
need
how
them to stay
bad these
pissed.
public schools are nowadays, but like when I went to Resurrection in Price Hill, bro, our textbooks for these classes were like 50 to 60 years old.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ours
Old
were
as
too.
shit. They like
dicks drawn on everything.
They had us from 6th grade to 8th grade doing Scantron tests exclusively in math class.
That's what we did.
There was no learning of algebra or anything. It was like, take this packet and this card, sit down, shut the fuck up.
Move on.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
Oh, Green Township wasn't much better. I went to Oak Hills. It was the same shit. I like literally would have failed high school, and then my math teacher was like, "Here is a quiz for extra credit. Here is the answer key. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And you can walk." I was like,
well, he would have lost his job if he didn't do that. Because if you don't get a certain pass rate, then like you actually get sent out as a teacher. So he was doing himself a favor more than he was helping you.
Makes me all warm and toasty inside to know he still didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Now, you want to talk about fucked up textbooks? We had one in Alabama history textbook when I was there.
Oh my god, I can't imagine the type of...
It straight up said that...
Crossing out the fucking Martin Luther King movement.
Flag on the fucking...
Yeah, there was literally a Confederate flag on the cover of the book.
Oh, man.
But there was like...
Flying higher than the American flag. Guarantee it.
I remember like one day, our teacher, you could tell she was just like... I'm required to teach you could tell she wasn't on board, and she said something, and every I hung out more with the black kids than I did like the Hicks,
right?
Because
fuck Hicks.
I can read.
Yeah, you can think for yourself.
And I remember one time she was like, and then a lot of the people brought these other people over from different countries to be workers, and it's like. Oh, you mean slaves? They went and stole humans and made slaves out of them. And it's like, it's so glossed over and like doctored up to sound like, oh, they gave them the opportunity to raise their families in these better places. It was so bad. Like I'm sitting like, I remember this kid named Travis sitting in front of me, and he was getting so fucking mad. Like he's a very, very bright kid. And he was getting so fucking mad at one point. He turned around to me. He's like, this is why I fucking don't like white people. That's why I don't fucking like him. I was like, me either, bro. I'm upset.
Well, if you're raised in an area where that shit's being taught to everyone, including you in your school, and you're a black kid, like I'd fucking hate all white people too. It pissed me the fuck off.
Like this is how they learn about you and talk about you in
front
schools.
of me.
By the way, that kid went on to actually become a professor at a college.
Nice, man. Yeah.
So
Kudos.
Fuck yeah.
He got the fuck out of Alabama and went, let's learn some shit for real.
There you go.
Wow.
Get learnt. See the real world.
That was the name of a podcast that I was
gonna
put together. Get learnt instead of getting turned.
I like it.
Yeah, me and Lee Kimbrell were gonna do that at one point, and then never got. We got like one of them done, and then it just meh.
Jesus fuck.
But it was just gonna be called Getting Learnt.
So Cane Daddy is non-existent. Lloyd has healed enough to walk around without a cane?
No.
No?
No.
I haven't seen you with the cane today, man.
You got a pimp cane? Like
That cane. That is a pimp cane. That's
pretty dope.
pimp cane.
That's custom.
Tell them about how cool that fucking cane
an
is.
orb
John.
on top?
That was custom made for me by my buddy Tony. It's the wood. Two different woods are from trees that fell at the zoo.
That's dope.
Oh yeah, you work at the zoo.
Yeah, the knob on top is one of the old doorknobs from the old cat house. It's a solid brass knob. And then the little lines that are cut in there, he did with a guitar string from a Metallica concert.
That's
sweet.
And
it's light. It's so light.
Dude, that's
Except
your
for
staff.
that knob.
That's your staff.
Yeah. That knob's
grab that
got
real quick.
weight.
Okay, come on.
I shit you not.
Hold my beer.
It's like a straight up weapon. Like
Yeah.
I used to work at Mount Healthy, and I shit you not, walking down Hamilton Street all the fucking time, watching out of our shop window, there was a dude that looked just like John Hammond from fucking Jurassic Park. Dressed like him, had the beard, and a fucking cane with like a fucking ambergris like little thing in it.
With a
like,
mosquito?
I don't know. I
in the
never
center
got
of
close
it?
enough to see it, but I saw him walking down the street all the time. He'd go to CVS, then he'd walk down to the barbecue joint, and he'd walk home. And I'm like,
Was he dressed in all white like Colonel Sanders?
No,
what do you
that-
fucking
That
straw?
fucking
The
way.
straw hat, everything.
he worked at Jarno Optical right there on.
Oh, you know
You
this
know the
guy.
guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I went in there, got my eyes checked, got glasses and shit, and that dude came in, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's the other guy that works here," and I was just like, "Do you guys have dinosaurs?"
I was
Why
just
is-
gonna say he
why
probably
is this guy always
walks to
gotta-
work every day just whistling the fucking Jurassic.
Why has he always got a
Park
cooler
theme
full
song
of frogs with him? I'm skeptical.
Oh, dude, apparently in Japan they're about to like rebirth like a fucking test tube woolly mammoth.
They already did that.
Is that
Well,
wait?
no,
So
they're
that
like
was real?
legit-
Really? I didn't know they did.
They're
They actually did
legitimately
that.
They found a carcass that had enough like biomaterial that was still usable in it, and they're going to try and put forth trials to actually like recreate one.
They did it in the 90s.
The first one
in the
they
early
did-
90s, but they mixed it with an elephant, and it mostly just came out as an elephant. It didn't. I don't think that it did much.
No,
You
it failed. Like the one they were doing
didn't
kind of
work?
it didn't work.
It
But
probably isn't cold enough,
Well, I mean, you're just
What?
talking about the genetic
The ones that they find in in Siberia are the ones that they usually use, because there was a mass extinction event that happened in Siberia where there's a graveyard of these things that they find all the time, mammoths constantly, where there's obviously even a mass extinction event. It's inside of a crater, and then they find like some of them preserved in the permafrost and stuff like that.
The hardest part is that most of it isn't like preservable enough or usable enough to actually like.
There's no
recreate the
genetic material
Yeah,
left.
there's
Like they'll
nothing
find
out there.
food inside their belly that they can rehydrate, but all the material isn't usable. But there's enough there that they can. I think that they have found a couple specimens that do have usable genetic material.
Isn't it
There was
kind of
the
crazy
one-
to understand or to think that they were around up until the Ottoman Empire?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah.
That's real.
What
Holy
about
shit.
fucking thunderbirds?
What is
The
that?
Giant fucking
Oh, this-
eagle-like creature that was
Yeah,
out
my
in
mom had one of
Western
those.
America.
A yellow one. She'd
They were
drive
just-
it. The door didn't
No,
open,
dude,
so
like-
she had a Dukes of Hazzard. Oh, okay.
That's
an
what I
actual-
was
It was
thinking.
like a
That's
giant fucking raptor with like a 24-foot wingspan. It would just pick people, like Native Americans talk about it. They would just pick them up off the ground and fucking just take them off. You'd be like, what
Like,
the fuck?
oh,
My
fuck.
friend's gone forever.
It's like encrypted shit right now. There's no way that was real.
No,
There's
there was.
pictures of
There
it.
was.
Really?
They existed.
Yeah.
Like
They took
Industrial
pictures?
Revolution times. Like it was still like a
What
thing.
do you mean?
They were scarce, but it was a thing. Like there
Really?
was. Yes.
Wait, like-
Thunderbirds.
Yes. 100%. It was a real thing.
What did it look like?
A giant fucking eagle, like
Like
a
an eagle?
24-foot
Okay.
long wingspan.
Why don't we
eagle.
pull
A
it
giant
up?
Trans Am flying through the sky with angel wings
I'll
on
pull
it.
this shit up.
myself.
Please.
I gotta see one for myself.
Young Lloyd, can you pull this shit up?
There's all kinds of weird, like there's shit about there talking about how Teddy Roosevelt knew about like skinwalkers and whatnot, but that's all nonsense. Like they actually have
what was it,
fossilized
the-
specimens and stuff.
Skinwalkers. Hold on. What are you talking about?
Skinwalkers, it's like a Native American,
Oh, like a
cryptid
legendary
creature
tribe
kind of thing.
tribal
Yeah.
story.
It's
like
supposed to be like a spiritual.
Chupacabra style.
It's like a
Oh, there's like
spiritual
totem
entity.
poles of them and shit.
I can't remember how they become skinwalkers, but they're people that used to be human and then like they become skinwalkers. It's
something I've heard of at some point. That
All right, so the first thing that comes up is Thunderbird in parentheses mythology Wikipedia.
like mythology. Wikipedia.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think this is real.
The Thunderbird, Native Americans, Legends
believe
of
it.
America.
I read a lot of really stupid
Fact
shit.
check.
Disclosure.
It's okay. It's okay. I do too.
I've watched way too many documentaries that are probably just rotting my brain. On
I
the
hate to
inside.
do this to you, but-
Thunderbird on Crypticwedia.
dude.
Yeah,
If 40
Cryptid
people,
media.
dude, 40 people a month are listening to this podcast, so we have to make sure those 40 people aren't misinformed.
We should have just rolled with it and just kind of like, they'd be
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
real.
love that
It's
Luke
real
had to
right
we have way more. It's more like 80.
Did
It's
giant
more
bird?
than
Did giant birds roam the American plains? History Daily. The article underneath starts off with no.
just no.
Oh,
No.
the first sentence is just no with a period after it, and then it goes into
Is this talking about them being
There
around
was-
now
there
or
was a
being
bird
around at
creature.
one point?
There was a
It's
bird
such a
with
sexy idea, though, that I don't want to kill it inside your brain.
Well, that's the
'cause-
thing is like, are we looking at like things about it being around currently or
There was
they've
a
been
bird
ex-
with
Now he's going to do a bad
6.4
tattoo on me because I
there
ruined
was-
his fun
That's not
Thunderbird
true,
idea.
no.
Those
I
are
have
cool
integrity,
pictures,
goddammit.
so-
I'm not going to
Yeah,
fuck that up just over this.
if you click on images, there's a lot of cool pictures, and then there.
like pterodactyl. What was that?
There's a bird of that was extinct 2.5 million years ago that had a 6.4 meter wing size, but the living largest comparison is the albatross with the 3.4.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're talking about
Albatross are
18
fucking huge.
feet, right? So,
I'm ta-
because
I'm
a
talking
meter is
like-
what, 3?
I'm also talking like
3
two.
feet.
I'm also talking like 200 years ago, not
Talking about
currently
18,
living and shit.
more
Well,
than
no,
an
but-
18-foot
no.
wingspan.
No,
Imagine
not
that.
even then?
Nick's
It doesn't
believe
say?
it. No, it says it wasn't. It's myth. Like it was.
All right, fine.
Man, you look fucking dumb, and I backed you up.
That's fine, man.
Sorry.
No, but there were some.
I'm learning. I'm learning
You're-
for
You are wrong.
Everybody else shook their head yes, and I was like the only one skeptical. Everyone else was like, yeah, it's 100% a real thing. Glad we looked it up. Thank God.
All right, well, no, I'll stop telling people Thunderbirds existed, so I guess that's fine. We live, we learn, we make mistakes, and that's how we grow as
Yeah.
people.
Can we finish this off on a bear attack video? Everybody's gonna need their
Oh
headphones
my
for this.
Oh,
Lloyd, can you cue up the bear attack and turn the screen around so we can all watch it?
Yeah.
This is a
Damn.
fun one though. It's so
It's not fun.
while Lloyd's queuing this up, I'll
Is it,
Lloyd, do you have headphones so you can
Bad.
listen to it on?
Yeah,
do you mean
sorry,
by
I got
bear?
distracted.
So it's it's in a zoo, and there's a
That doesn't make it any better.
it's a Thailand zoo.
That makes it worse, actually.
No, it's actually this guy was so imagine a Thai zoo. It's hold
Do
on.
I
I've got
have to hear the
notes.
audio?
Well, you should watch the video.
I'll watch the video.
No, he
but
survives. He survives.
That doesn't mean anything.
It's the only reason I put it up.
There's a lot of people that survived that probably.
Is it like
So it's a Thai bear attack video, but the guy, even in the description, he was. They don't start the video until he's being attacked by the bear, but he was actually tempting the bear with food. Put in your headphones, Nick. So
Harambe Titan. What's that thing?
just so you can see it.
Did that exist?
Yeah.
yeah? It's like an
Oh, he's still on
ostrich.
cryptid.com
No, it's a real
No,
creature.
slash
that existed.
QAnon.com.
This is real. This is real life.
Yeah, I started
man.
looking at like the largest birds that actually did exist,
Yeah.
and there's some ridiculously big fucking birds that one time existed.
See,
Don't let
that's
your
why-
autism get you into a hole. We're doing a podcast right now, boy.
I caught myself as soon as you're like, "Oh, play
Thank
the video."
you.
I was like about to be like, "Hold on, I'm
See,
reading
that's
the
how I-
was
Yeah,
like,
I
nope,
know.
nope,
That's
we're
why I was
doing-
like, let me save you from yourself right now. Like, do this
He's
later.
gonna get in
when
a
we're not-
hole.
I appreciate it. Sometimes
How do
your
I- how do I
interrupting
get the
comes in
volume
handy.
down on this.
I did a whole fucking interrupt
Is
Lloyd.
that the volume? Those dials there?
Yeah, whichever
that's
one you're
right. Number
Oh,
2.
God.
Just put it down just a teeny. How are you
How's
wearing
that?
headphones
How's that?
this whole
How you
time?
feeling?
Are you
How you
deaf?
feeling?
This is better.
Yes.
a little better.
That's a lot better.
Feeling
Yes,
better?
I am deaf.
I could have turned you down the entire
No,
time.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
He's just
I'm
like
fine.
laying next to the bear.
You'll have to adjust yours, Luke.
Oh,
I'm
I
all
am.
fucked up. Sorry.
The bear took his clothes.
So this one, the guy was dangling food out over the thing, and it's a Thai zoo. So
Well, that's not a
imagine
good
like it's
idea.
got 8-foot wall
So I'm
that
taking
just
it-
barely is protecting anybody.
I'm taking
and
he doesn't
he's
work
dangling hot dogs over there. No, I don't know that he doesn't. Okay, I have no idea that they even have employees that aren't
They're
voluntary.
just like, come down to the zoo. We got hot dogs you can give the animals. We won't pay you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more like a community job. Like, do you want to be in charge of the bears today? They're
You know
down
that
there.
scary shit that kills off like 7 to 8 of our children every fiscal season? You want to come down and feed it hot
Every
dogs?
fiscal- I love that you think that in Thailand they have fiscal seasons.
It makes it funnier though, right?
Yeah, it does absolutely. Oh man, yeah, I had notes on this. There it is. So they play the video and just so you can get an idea.
Oh my god!
All right, so the bear. Luke, go ahead. Go ahead, describe it.
All right, so listeners, right now we're watching a black bear straight up maul and bite this young.
Give it a
man.
pause. Give it a pause.
Yeah, give a
All right.
shout out to the guy with the stick that's doing literally nothing. But
So Lloyd's reaction right now is exactly my reaction, only because I hope that the title of the video is correct. Because the title is "Man Who Teased a Bear by Dangling Food in Its Jaws is Gored," which automatically I'm like, I don't want to watch animal attack videos, but like if you're fucking with a bear, it's on you at this point. Like it's
Yeah.
completely on you. So the video continues on. They don't Harambe style shoot the bear.
Listen.
Lloyd works at the, I know.
Listen.
Lloyd
It's
works at
not
the
a-
zoo.
he's
He
not
was
a-
there when Harambe got
Stop.
shot. He doesn't like this shit. So
he's not a little
Listen.
kid, and people don't get sued in Thailand.
Listen.
yeah, but no,
these-
keep going.
this
I
is
have
not-
material. Keep
no,
watching.
No, listen. This is not a zoo. This is a mud hole with a bear in it. This bear should not be in the mud hole.
100%.
This is not a legit place where animals should be
This
kept.
guy also shouldn't be dangling
So, yeah.
food over his cage.
This man has no shirt or shoes on, and he's in a room with a bear.
And he's got zoo money somehow.
Think
There's
Florida.
no, yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's not real expensive to go to this place.
Probably not.
Go ahead, keep going. I've
They
I've
probably
got
pay you to
material.
come. 'Cause-
Can you full screen it? So they've got a pole that they're attacking this bear with the entire time.
It's not
And they're
attacking.
doing the.
They're not attacking the
Okay,
bear.
wait, wait.
Oh my
They're
god.
doing the most-
Gently poking the bear
my
with
God.
his
Yeah,
hand.
that's what. That's so they're doing the most famished, malnourished, fucking
Oh, he's trying to
arm
put the bear
swings.
in a triangle.
Just. They're
He rolled
trying.
over. He was trying to do it for a second.
The bear,
See,
the
if he
bear
just got
was
on his other
terrible.
hip, he could have thrown it
Oh
out.
my
Oh my
god.
God.
All right, stop it real quick.
Please,
Not with the space bar. It'll keep
Just
doing the
throwing
same
water
thing.
on it.
it's over.
Oh no, it's not over. The guy
There's half a
lives.
video.
He
No,
doesn't.
no, no. We're
wanna
gonna watch
live.
the whole video.
No, we're
So
not.
they're doing the most famished arm, fucking like that they're just eating like fucking shoe leather and fucking rice and nothing. Like you can tell that these guys are just like everybody doesn't have the arm strength. You need a pre-crippled Lloyd. Like if you're gonna hurt this bear or even deter this bear on any level, you're not gonna hurt him even being a pre-fucking crippled Lloyd. You need a nice over the arm with a pole vault over to the fucking bear's skull, like really fucking 3 times good just to get the bear's attention. They're barely like tapped. They're like poking the bear while he's eating. Like,
It does
don't
look like-
worry, I'll eat you next. Like, fuck off. Like, I'm trying to fucking kill this guy, and he
It's
doesn't
like-
have a lot of. It's like eating a rabbit for him. So he's
He's
just like,
poking it like when you were little and you and your friends found a dead raccoon and poked it with a stick.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's-
doing
Like
that.
that's what he's doing, but with like a 12-foot bamboo pole. He's just like barely tapping the bear.
And appropriately,
the bear,
so
the
it's not
bear's
the bear's
ignoring
fault.
him. The bear's ignoring him entirely. The
He's
bear's
probably-
like eating his thigh, and then when he rolls over from the pain, he starts like like tearing his back to pieces.
He's probably not even doing it to stop the bear. He's probably only doing it so that the guy getting mauled doesn't give him shit for not helping.
I don't
Exactly.
He's
That
like,
bear-
hey man,
that
I had
bear
your
is
back.
like-
Like I did everything I could. I
That bear
promise.
said, "I haven't had anything real in years.
I'm
about to eat this fresh meat right now."
Bone
I
apple
love
tea.
the half-hearted pole swings because you could tell, like, the guy that's swinging the pole and just watched him ahead of time, dangling food, acting like, oh, I'm gonna impress everybody, and then fucking got dragged into the bear cage, he's getting all fucked up, and then he was over here just like,
It's probably the owner of the zoo.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm helping. This is.
yeah, and he's got a cut up fucking truck tire tied to
And he
fucking
owed that
bamboo
employee
sticks.
like
that's
a
his
month of
sandals.
paychecks.
Well, not like, and just in his head, he's like, so I don't have to buy meat for this thing for like 3 weeks, right?
Keep watching the bear. Oh yeah, let's just finish it. Go ahead.
I would bet you anything if you could see the guy with the stick. He's wearing aviators, has a cigarette in his mouth, and a shirt that's kind of open.
This isn't from Greece. It's from Thailand.
No, but I mean,
No,
like,
it's a perfect Taiwanese description. What do you mean?
Taiwanese kingpins.
So
they
the
wear
bear-
the silk
the
shirts,
bear
the
has-
aviators. They're always smoking a
Describe
cigarette.
what's happening.
The bear is now holding the man's back and I guess spine meat in his mouth and dragging him into his
Yeah.
cave like a kill and having his way. This man has given up.
The end of the video pays off. Look at the Taiwanese ambulance at the end of this video, because they do get this man in an ambulance and save him. But I just
Holy
want you guys to
fuck.
see what the Thai ambulance
Dude,
is.
the bear has now picked him up and it drugged it. It
Yeah,
brought
he's-
him up to the second floor of his bed, and then it brought him back down to the
Oh
first.
God, he's still eating them.
Yeah, he's just eating him.
Yeah,
he's
now
just
he's
taking his time.
now the bear's Oz style
He's
tattooing a
legit eating
swastika
him.
on the ass of the other man
Oh,
before
wait,
he fucks him in the ass.
Holy hero!
Get
Yeah,
it,
this
Grandma.
lady gets in
Look
here.
at him, yeah.
Get it, Grandma.
All right, so we
Yeah.
have Jackie Chan from The Drunken Fighter.
Check this out. Watch.
Wow.
Watch. Oh no! Is there an
Okay,
ad?
so the way of
Son
dealing,
of a bitch. No, we got to get to the end because there's a great part at the end.
That shows all the wounds.
they didn't stabilize his neck at all when they took him away.
Yeah,
It is
so,
like,
so when they
He
so when
doesn't have a
Jackie
neck
Chan
anymore.
so when Jackie Chan from The Drunken Fighter managed to beat the bear away with a piece of firewood, they dragged the victim away by his arms.
Yeah, with his head just dangling.
Like he was a drunk guy, like he was your drunk friend who wrongfully got in a fight and got knocked out. Like that's how they're dragging him
They
by
did-
the arms on his ass and everything.
Hold on. All right, the advertisement's over. I love that Nick thinks that they're doing first world medicine on this man. Did it change videos?
It
Son of a
did.
bitch.
I think
All
that was it. I think that
But
was
it
the
wasn't.
ambulance.
It wasn't. By the end of the video, they throw this man in what I call a Thai ambulance, which is the back of a fucking a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck. He's just back there all crippled up, fucked
Hey, man,
up,
that's a good
bleeding,
truck.
and he's there's pools of blood pooling up in the back of the fucking in the truck bed, and he's just sitting there, and they drive off, and that's the end of the video. Like, oh, what a fantastic
He died on
Thai
the way
ambulance.
there. He died on the way there.
He had to have.
No, he's fine.
Oh, I had to finish
Just
with that
a
video.
He's missing some
He's
back
been on.
meat, but-
He's been on a steady stream of opium and ladyboy sweat.
Boy, sweat.
Do you
And
guys?
so, that's like magic, and he's fine.
I pay them to fuck me in the ass and bottle their sweat.
He's actually pregnant with a bear cub.
Guys, we're about an
It's
hour.
man bear.
We're gonna do our reads. Nick, Mariah, you sticking around for the Patreon?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, let's
Got
do
it in you?
I'm down.
Hell
That's
yeah!
what I'm
All right. If you
talking
guys want to hear the rest of our
about. Thanks for
conversation, go
hanging,
to.
guys.
You're some foods.
If you guys want to hear the rest of the conversation, go to patreon.com/thebastard sermon. It's $5. You get our entire archive of episodes. We've done, I think, 26 episodes so far. This will be the 27th. As far as Patreon episode bonuses, you get an episode early on Saturdays. If I don't fuck up, which I did this week, but we delivered 2 extra Patreons. I did an extra Huckers Fuckers, and Luke did the first episode of his podcast,
Nope.
which I...
I changed the name. He
Yeah,
acts like I
obviously,
couldn't
I'm not
change-
saying the name. It was a joke.
Because I changed the file name of it
I
anyway.
said Luke likes some young cast because it was a play on Luke's name, Luke Young. Luke likes some young. I don't know. It was funny to
I
me in the
get
group
it,
chat,
I
but
get
no one
it.
said anything in the group chat, and I felt so stupid for my joke. But yeah, you'll get that with T-Bone. You'll get my extra Huckers Fuckers. They're gonna start doing a UFC podcast, and Luke's gonna start doing nerd shit. So there's a bunch of content that's coming up there. Please join us for the Patreon. If not, this comes out for free every single Sunday on all your favorite podcast platforms. This episode, as all episodes, is sponsored by the amazing, the talented, the incredible, the long dick wizard, Anthony Tank Mansfield. He runs Kneel to No One. If you want to check his shit out, go to his Instagram page at Kneel to No One. It's spelled exactly how it sounds. No spaces, no capital letters, no nothing. He's got custom art starting at $30 and going up from there. Does digital shit. He's got glassware that you can get from him. Hop Thulu glasses that he just has with the Greaves line design. He's got another one that looks like a soccer team logo that isn't, but it's fantastic. It looks really good. Go and buy some of that shit from him. Support our boy. He's got T-shirts, enamel pins, and everything else. I love you, Anthony Take Mansfield. Can't wait to hear him on the podcast again. Luke, take over the next one.
We are also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. If you guys want the best glassware for your smoke needs, you guys need to go to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. They got the top-of-the-line glassware for the best prices. They don't upsell you like a whole lot of smoke shops do. And they've got Delta 8 now. If you are a rookie and you don't have your medicinal card somehow, or you don't have a Connect, go ahead and get yourself some Delta 8.
Yeah, get some of that diet weed.
Yeah, they get that diet weed. They got Delta 8. They got
the tab of
that shit'll
weed.
get you high as
It
fuck.
really is.
Isn't
It's
it
got
That
a.
shit'll get you high as fuck.
It'll
No,
get,
it doesn't.
No,
Yeah.
it definitely.
Definitely
I've done
doesn't.
the Delta 8 as
Yeah,
like
but
if
you're also
mean.
a freshman. But
Okay,
also,
we're
if
selling
you-
a business
if
to
you
pay
want
this money, you
Delta 8
fucking idiot. What are you doing? No, it gets you high as fuck.
It gets you
Yeah.
lit as shit, dude.
You
So
almost
if you want
die
some Delta 8,
smoking this
or
shit.
if you want some Kratom to go Betty by after you're getting high as shit on your Delta 8, go to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. Go and let them know you're a bastard, and you get 15% off your discount. They have 2 stores, and you can go find them at 937 Mama Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071, and 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249. I didn't do mine yet. And that's the end of Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop for me.
If you want some kratom, you can be almost as cool as Brendan Schaub.
I
Yeah.
fucking hate Brendan
I don't know what
Schaub.
that means because I don't follow
Hey.
Brendan anymore ever since Fighting the Kid went. Really quick, before you say that, I just want to shout out Patrick Seda. This podcast wouldn't be where it's at as far as Instagram followers, the people that we've had on the podcast. I love Patrick to death. He was the third mic. He couldn't keep doing it for whatever his personal reasons are, but he runs a fantastic art page called Dark Mountain Cult. If you want to go and check that out, it's spelled exactly how it sounds. I'm done fucking spelling shit out for people. If you're dumb as shit, you can't spell stuff, fuck you.
Just type it in.
Yeah, type in Dark Mountain Cult. You'll figure it out, stupid. But he does a fantastic line of graphic design shit that he does through Procreate that you can commission him for. A bunch of people have got it tattooed on them. Tattooable designs, fucking cool shit that you can hang on your walls. He's doing prints all the time. This cool like Pokemon line of fucking like horror series, like Pokemon, where Pokemon are killing people, and it's gory and it's fucked up and it's brutal and it's awesome and it's not just pop culture shit. He's doing it for everybody. If you need something graphic design wise, hit him up, please. I love you, Patrick. Thank you for everything you've done for this podcast. Continue. What was you had something? Sorry. Oh, so you're gonna completely. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, that's fine.
Man, you look like such a bitch.
Well, he doesn't like being interrupted, so he had to show me. He had to big dick
I
me
said
right
every
there.
once in a while, I'm just gonna let you live in it for a second. So
Just keep
All
it
right.
dancing.
All right, fair enough.
I love it.
I just wanted to get through all the fucking ad reads before we got
I
to
know.
something we were talking about.
I'm not actually like mad at you. It's just it's
Yeah, it's
fun
funny
for
to
me.
do this on the podcast.
Yeah.
Of course, I get it. Don't fucking say it. Let's be awkward. What are you doing? Oh God. Oh, fuck. How do we end this? Oh God.